Studio Bones, you guys are amazing. Well, what is up, guys? It is your favorite Otaku Lotus here today, and welcome back to the Nerd Corner. And in today's video, I will be giving you my review, my thoughts on episode 4 of Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia. And as always, there will probably be spoilers for the episode, for the chapter. So if you have not read it, if you have not seen it, definitely tune off if you do not want to be spoiled. Now, with that out of the way, let's jump into this. Plain and simple, this episode was amazing. It was nothing short of fantastic. It was nothing short of awesome. I'm not even going to give anything in this episode a score on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm just going to give it a solid A+ because this episode was on point. As I predicted last week, this was definitely a lot more action-packed, and episode 3 was definitely a great build-up for this week, and this week delivered. We got pretty much everything that you would want from this episode. We got feels, we got action, we got great art and animation, great music. We got a little bit of everything that you would have wanted to see in this episode. We got introduced to more characters. We got to see a little bit more of characters in action. Not as many as I thought. Like, we didn't even get to see Bakugo in action in this episode. But it was great all around. I can't front. I can't deny that this was a really good episode. It was just as good, if not better, than episode 2. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm fresh off the hype right now of watching this, but I might give this one the edge over episode 2. But it was like episode 1 and 2 combined with the amount of content we got. Well, not the amount, but the mix of content we got. Wow. Can we just talk about how dope Izuku is when he activates his quirk? Like, he really turned into One Punch Man. And it seems like we got a lot of new One Punch Men this season in anime. Like, I know Rokuro from Twin Star Exorcist, people were calling him One Punch Man. And now we got Izuku being One Punch Man. it's funny. It's funny, but it's really, really cool. That scene was really cool. So when this episode started off, we have Izuku's narration, which, by the way, I really, really love. I don't remember if I pointed that out or not in my last episode review, but I love Izuku's narration in the openings and endings because I just think it adds a really nice touch. I actually really like whoever is voice acting. I don't know if it's the same character or it's the same Seiyu that's voicing him in his current age, but whoever is doing it, they do a good job of making him sound a lot older and more mature. Not by too much, but just enough. Maybe after high school or at the end of high school. That's about where I would imagine that his age is, but I like it. I really like it. Is it just me? Or did we see more characters in this opening than we did last week? I could be mistaken, but I don't know. I feel like I saw more images of more characters in this week's opening than any of the others. I could be mistaken, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. And also, another thing, is it just me? Or does Tenya or Ida, however you pronounce his name, I'll call him Tenya because that's a lot easier to pronounce. Does he seem like a jerk to anybody else? Like, I know he came off kind of harsh originally in the manga too, and I know he turns out to be a nice guy. But he kind of gives off a real douchebag vibe, low key. Like, I can't deny, like, this man, he kind of seems like a jerk. It's funny though, because we know he'll turn over a new leaf and he'll be friends with Izuku. So anyway, Izuku, he's scrambling, he's crying. It's kind of funny to watch him, crawl and cry and run all over the place while he's scrambling for points. Meanwhile, all his classmates are knocking out villains left and right, destroying them, taking them down, racking up points. He's at 0 points the whole time. While we even see Ochako. Yes, little old Ochako has racked up nearly 30 points. It's making her want to vomit, but she's got, what was it, like 25, 28 points? I think it was 28, something like that. Pretty impressive, honestly. And does Ochako remind anyone else of Sakura from Naruto? She seems a lot more useful than Sakura, I'll tell you that. I think I'm going to like her character a lot more, but I kind of get some Sakura vibes from her. But that could be because I'm subconsciously constantly comparing Boku no Hero to Naruto in the back of my head because I see lots of similarities between the two, and I kind of feel like I've said it before in like my manga first impressions video like last year, or like the beginning of this year. I think it was last year though, that Boku no Hero feels like the next Naruto. Like, in many aspects, in many regards, it just feels like Naruto, but superheroes. At least that's how I see it. I might catch some hate for that, but you know what? I don't care. But yeah, this episode was great. We gotta talk about the highlight of the episode with Izuku destroying the giant villain, because the music, the art and animation, it was so great. It was so on point. And just the way they depicted, Izuku activating One for All. It was so dope and so well done to me. Like, I thought they executed that perfectly with like showing like his veins and like the energy flowing through him, like his legs and his arm. Like, I thought that's when I got hyped. When I saw him about to jump and they showed like his legs and the energy and whatever you want to call it, however you want to describe it, that's when I got hyped. I was like, yo, it's about to go down. And when he jumped, first of all, he jumped like 300 feet in the air, first of all, which was like, yo, when he jumped, this man jumped so high. And he just takes every ounce of energy he can muster up, punches the thing square in the dome, and just obliterates it, annihilates it, destroys it, no hesitation, no struggle whatsoever. It wasn't even a contest. It was just so dope. But then to see this man, oh man, he started plummeting to his death. This man was falling hundreds of feet out of the air and just was about to splatter himself all over the ground. Like, but luckily Ochako saved him because, you know, she has that zero gravity quirk. And it was really funny. And also Izuku's mother, like, we definitely see where Izuku gets his personality from, because his mother is like him but even worse. Like, she seems way more paranoid, excuse me. She seems way more paranoid, way more flustered, and just a lot more spazzy. That's not really a good word, but a lot more spazzy in general. Like, she cries just as much as he does. She's always scrambling and falling all over the place. And to see her reactions to everything that Izuku does, it's really funny. Like when he's smiling at the fish, and she's about to have like a panic attack because he's smiling at the fish, because he's kind of just like zoned out. He's like, no, I'm fine. But this episode was great. If you guys have not checked it out already, and you're still watching this video, I highly recommend going and watching it, because it was really good. And next week, it looks like it's going to be just as good. Now, if you're a manga reader, you know that there's no actual combat. Like, we won't be seeing anyone fight against each other or fight against any villains, but there is a good amount of action to be seen in next week's episode. And next week looks like it could be another banger. Like, I don't know how it's gonna go, but just judging from the next episode preview, it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. It looks pretty promising, and I'm definitely looking forward to episode 5. But that is pretty much it, guys. I could touch up on the scene, you know, the really heartfelt and emotional scene with Izuku and All Might, the hologram or whatever, when he's telling him about how he failed, but he actually managed to accumulate rescue points. So in the end, he did actually pass. Him and Ochako both passed pretty much with flying colors, and they racked up plenty of points. But yeah, that's more of something that you got to experience for yourself, because that, I feel like just the emotion and the energy in that's just something that you got to watch and you got to experience it for yourself. So with that being said, that pretty much wraps up everything that I wanted to say in this video. Check out the episode if you haven't already. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't already, so you guys can stay tuned for all the awesome content I plan on bringing you guys. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all I have for today. So I'll catch y'all next time. Later.